Once upon a time, in the vibrant town of Eldoria, there lived a boy named Jaro. He was infamous for his arrogance and utter disregard for others. He mocked the elderly, stole from vendors, and bullied the weak, believing himself untouchable. His father had passed away when he was very young, leaving his mother, an old seamstress, to raise him alone. Despite her love and sacrifices, Jaro treated her with cruelty, taking her hard-earned money and vanishing for days without a word. One fateful day, as Jaro strolled through the bustling marketplace, he noticed an old man selling antique jewelry. Among the trinkets, a peculiar golden ring caught his eye. The stone embedded within shimmered in a way that mesmerized him. "How much for the ring, old man?" Jaro asked, his tone laced with arrogance. The frail merchant looked up with weary eyes. "That ring is not for sale, young one. It carries a heavy burden." Jaro scoffed, snatching the ring from the table. "Burden or not, it's mine now," he declared, slipping it onto his finger. The old man gasped, his face turning pale. "You fool! You do not know what you have done!" Laughing, Jaro walked away, paying no heed to the merchant's desperate warnings. That night, strange things began to happen. As he lay in bed, an unnatural chill filled the air. The candle beside him flickered violently before extinguishing itself. Suddenly, a whisper, low and eerie, filled the silence. "Jaro, you belong to me now." His heart pounded. He sat up, scanning the dark room. There was no one there. Telling himself it was just his imagination, he lay back down. But then the whispers grew louder, overlapping voices murmuring his name. His body felt heavy, as though unseen hands were pressing him into the mattress. Panic surged through him. He tried to scream, but no sound escaped his lips. The next morning, Jaro awoke drenched in sweat. His mother, upon seeing his pale and trembling form, rushed to his side. "Jaro, what's wrong?" she asked, concern in her voice. He tried to speak, but no words came. His voice had vanished. Word spread quickly through Eldoria. Jaro, the arrogant boy, had lost his ability to speak. But his torment was only beginning. Each night, shadows danced on the walls, objects moved on their own, and the whispers never ceased. His mother, desperate to help him, sought the wisdom of an elder named Madame Isadora. After listening intently, the old woman nodded solemnly. "The boy has angered the spirits. Something ties him to the world of the dead," she said. "Take me to where this curse began." Jaro's mother led Madame Isadora to the old man's market stall, only to find it abandoned. The once bustling corner was now empty, as if the merchant had never existed. Frustrated but undeterred, they searched the town and learned from an old beggar that the merchant had lived near the graveyard before disappearing years ago. Determined, they ventured to the graveyard, Jaro trembling with every step. Madame Isadora led them to an unmarked grave. "Remove the ring, child," she commanded. With shaking hands, Jaro tried to pull it off, but it would not budge. The whispers turned into chilling laughter. "The ring belongs to the one buried here," Madame Isadora said. "A woman betrayed in life, her soul unable to rest." She placed a hand on Jaro's forehead and whispered an incantation. Suddenly, the ring glowed fiercely before shattering into dust. Jaro gasped, his voice returning in a choked cry. The ground beneath them trembled slightly, and a soft sigh filled the air. "She is free," Madame Isadora whispered. From that day forward, Jaro was a changed boy. He begged for his mother's forgiveness and worked tirelessly to make amends. He returned to the market, seeking out those he had wronged, offering apologies and assistance. The townspeople watched in astonishment as the once cruel boy became humble and kind. Each month, without fail, Jaro visited the graveyard, laying fresh flowers on the unmarked grave. The whispers had ceased, but he never forgot their lesson. He had learned that every action had consequences, and that respect for both the living and the dead was paramount. The town of Eldoria spoke of his transformation for years to come, and Jaro, once the most hated boy in the town, became a symbol of redemption. The lesson of his tale was clear. Every action, no matter how small, has consequences. But even the worst of us can change when we truly repent. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button. Stay tuned for more captivating and thought-provoking stories. Let us know in the comments. What do you think would have happened if Jaro's story was real?